Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, Miss, we can.
Okay. All right, guys. I don't want to waste a lot of time today. So we stopped yesterday at correcting page 53. I will first finish the parts that I want to finish in the circulatory system, and then I will get back to finishing the worksheets in your book, including the rest of the homework correction that we did not finish yesterday. All right. So I told you that we are missing a small part in the circulatory system. So we're going to do it today. We talked about the heart and the parts of the heart. And we talked about the circulation that comes in and out of the heart, that gets in and to the heart. And then we talked about the blood vessels, the different types of blood vessels. We said that we have 3 types of blood vessels, which are the arteries, veins, and capillaries. So that's it so far. Now, what we're going to learn about is something that you already took during this year when we were taking the body systems. And when we talked about the circulatory system, we talked about the blood cells, the type of blood cells that you can find in your blood. So your blood is formed of a watery liquid called the plasma. And this watery liquid is responsible for holding the other blood cells. Plasma is not a cell, it is a liquid. But it is responsible of holding the rest of the blood cells, and it also carries some digested food and some hormones and the waste products like the urea and the carbon dioxide. So where does the carbon dioxide stay? It stays in the plasma, along with other waste like urea and hormones and digested food that stays in the plasma. Okay. Now, what are the cells that swim in the plasma? Of course, there is the famous red blood cell, and the red blood cells is responsible to carry around the oxygen. And in the red blood cell, you have this specific protein, which is the one that like holds the oxygen to the red blood cell. It's a protein that like clips into the oxygen and make sure it is secure on the red blood cell. And this protein is called hemoglobin. As you can see, guys, the red blood cell looks like a pillow that has a depression in the center of it. It's round and it has this little depression inside it, which the oxygen holds into this depressed part, and the hemoglobin like clips into it to make sure that it's going to be secure. It will not fall down or anything. Okay, so this is the first type of cell that is found in swimming in your plasma. The second type is the white blood cells, and those are responsible of fighting off any bacteria or viruses that gets into your body. It's like your fighting army, and it is the main product in your immune system. So the white blood cells, of course, I know that you have here different shapes, but I don't really care about how they look like this year. Maybe next year you will have to know their shapes. But this year, I just want you to know what are the white blood cells and what is their job. Their job is to protect your body from any foreign material that gets into your body, specifically bacteria and viruses. And the last thing is the platelets, and the platelets is a very small type of cells that is responsible for making this crust. We call it clot. the crust that covers any injury that you get. If you got injured somehow and your skin is like bleeding or anything, the platelets rush into this injured part and they start to break down to produce some chemicals which stops the bleeding and make the crust that you see covering any of your injuries. This is to stop the bleeding and to protect the injury from any bacteria or dust or anything that may harm the injury from outside. Okay. So this is the blood components. Is there anything that you don't understand in the blood components? Is there anything that you don't understand in the blood components?
Miss, I disconnected, so can you say it again?
You can rewatch it, Farida. I'm just asking the people who were already here. Did you or didn't understand anything?
I understood them.
Okay. Ahmed Sharif, Abdullah, Jumana, Huda. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. And what about Jumana and Huda? Are you there?
I am here.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, all right. Okay, guys. Now, what we're going to talk about is the disorders that affects your circulatory system. Now, what is your circulatory system made of? It is made of your heart, your blood vessels, and the liquid that runs inside your vessels, which is the blood. So this is the circulatory system. Anything that affects any part of the circulatory system will be considered a disorder or a disease that is related to the circulatory system. It's not only the heart, it's not only the blood vessels, and not only the blood. Any disorder or anything that goes wrong with any part of those, whether the heart or blood vessels or the blood, is considered a disorder in the circulatory system. We have 4 disorders that we're going to learn about. And by learn about, I just want you to literally know their names and what do they mean. This is it. I don't want any complicated information about them. The first one is the angina. We're going to start with the main organ in the circulatory system. The angina is what we call, in other words, the heart attack. The heart attack is the angina. What is the meaning of angina? Due to certain or a lot of reasons, sometimes the heart muscle, you know that the heart is a muscle. Sometimes the heart muscle does not get enough oxygenated blood into it because of a lot of things. Like what? Like, for example, people who do not exercise, who eats junk food all the time and eat a lot of fatty food and stuff like that. This fat starts to block their blood vessels. This fat starts to block their blood vessels, causing that the blood supply to the heart will be damaged, and the blood supply will be really little, that not enough oxygenated blood is reaching the heart muscle itself. And this is what causes the angina. So how the people who get angina, what do they feel like? Mainly, they feel like this heavy and strong pain, this feeling of heaviness and really strong pain in their left arm, which is radiating to their jaw and their back. And then they start to feel like this really strong, they call it stabbing like pain in their chest. Yes, Abdullah.
Miss, sometimes I have a sting in my heart, then it disappears. Is this
No, dear.
Ignore.
No.
So what's
Listen,
this?
listen. No, it's just that it might be a muscle, by the way. Your chest muscle is making you made a wrong move, or maybe you're stretching or stuff like that. It's not related to your heart at all. Don't worry about it. What I'm telling you
Okay.
about angina is listen to how they describe the pain of angina. They say it's like stabbing like pain, stabbing like someone stabbed them in the chest. It's a very strong pain that they cannot even stand up upright, or they cannot even move from how strong it is. Okay, so the angina is not just like a small pain. I feel a small pain in my chest, or no, the angina is a major pain. It's a very, very strong pain. As I told you, people who had angina said that it's like stabbing someone. It's like someone stabbed me in the heart.
Are they
So
still alive?
yes, some people they recover from it. Some other people are unfortunately doesn't. So but yes, some and it's getting better because of the medicine, and because now people are aware of the symptoms of angina and stuff like that. So they know that they have to move this person quickly to the hospital or call the ambulance or whatever. So this is what makes it more advanced, that people survive an anginal attack or heart attack. Okay, so angina is when the heart muscle does not get enough oxygenated blood into the heart muscle, and it feels like a sense of heaviness and a very strong pain in the left arm, radiating to the jaw and the back. And then you feel like there is this stabbing sensation in your chest, and this is what the angina is. We talked about the main organ in your circulatory system. Okay, what about the blood vessels? There are several, by the way, disorders, but what we're going to learn about today is this type, which is called the varicose veins. The varicose veins is happens because some people, and specifically old people, or sometimes pregnant women, and sometimes people who work in places that they have to stand up for a long time, like pharmacists, for example. This disorder is very it's very well known between those people. Varicose veins is when the veins walls are really weak, and the leg is not moving for a long time. You have to move around for a long time to or not for a long time, you have to be moving around constantly. And if you're sitting down, it's preferable, if you're going to sit down for a long time, it's preferable that you lift your leg up so that you're helping the veins to the blood inside the veins to circulate more easier. Because the varicose veins is caused by the lack of there is something wrong with the circulation in the veins. The blood is not moving around in a right way, or as it's supposed to be. So varicose veins looks like this, and I think you have seen it in some old people, and it's not necessarily old. Some people are they just have this disorder. It looks like they're under the skin, the veins are swollen and twisted. So this is because the walls of their veins are weak, because they are not moving around in the right way, because they like stand up for a long time. So they always told us while we were training in the pharmacies right after I graduated from the college. Keep your legs healthy. What does that mean, doctor? It means that you have to move around, and just don't stand up for a long time. Don't sit down for a long time. Just keep moving around to stop your veins from getting varicose veins. What I want you to know here is how they look like. Okay, I don't want you to get into this too much details. I just want you to tell me that the varicose veins are swollen and twisted veins that you can see under the skin. Okay, this is what I want you to learn about. The third one, or the third disorder, is related to the composition of the blood. We talked about the heart, we talked about the blood vessels. Now we're going to talk about what runs inside the circulation, which is the blood vessels. The blood. Now we were talking about the composition of the blood, and we said that it is made of plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. I'm going to talk about the red blood cells right now. The anemia. The anemia, we hear about this disorder a lot of time, and we say that someone is anemic because they feel tired all the time. They cannot like run for a long time. They feel like they cannot breathe really easy, and it doesn't have to do anything with the fitness. They might be fit and their body is all right, but they have anemia. What is the meaning of anemia? The anemia is the decreasing in the number or the quality of the red blood cells. Decreasing in the number of or the quality of red blood cells. What does that mean? Sometimes anemic people, they don't have enough red blood cells to carry the oxygen around their body. They are not producing enough red blood cells, and this could be due to any factor. It could be because they are short in the iron. Iron is a type of supplement. This is iron, a type of supplement that your body needs to produce the red blood cells. So they don't have enough iron. Sometimes they do not have enough hemoglobin. And for the people who attended the session at the beginning with me, hemoglobin is the protein that catches the oxygen on the red blood cells. It's like it captures the oxygen and keeps holding it all the time that the oxygen is sitting on the red blood cell. So sometimes they don't have this hemoglobin to catch the oxygen. Sometimes the shape of the red blood cells is not the right shape. Like for example, the right shape of the red blood cells is supposed to be like round, and so that it can carry. You had to do something, Ziad Tamer. I don't understand the excuse actually. Just don't tell me I don't understand anything again, okay? Thank you so much. Anyway, so we have here, this is the shape of the red blood cell. Some people, the red blood cell look like this. They are not producing the right shape of the red blood cell. It looks like a crescent. Yes, this is true. It happens. And in this case, their red blood cells cannot carry the oxygen. It has to have this shape, this round shape, to be able to carry the oxygen atom at the middle of it. Now, when they have this shape, they cannot carry the oxygen on it. This is also a type of anemia that we call a sickle cell anemia. Okay, so anemia comes in different or because of different reasons, but what I want you to know is that anemia is the decrease in the number or quality of red blood cells. This is it. Okay, any details, this is for your own information, and you will need those details in the next year. Of course, they will repeat it for you. I'm just giving you the information. What I want you to know is that anemia is the decrease in the number or quality of the red blood cells. The last disorder, guys, is also related to the blood, which we call hemophilia. Hemophilia is this disorder when someone has hemophilia, he cannot or she cannot stop the bleeding. I told you that the platelets, once you are injured, they start to rush to the injured site and they start to form this crust, which stops the bleeding after a while. People who have hemophilia, they do not have this option. Their body simply cannot make the blood clots due to the very decreased number in the platelets. They don't have enough platelets to do this job, which is closing or clotting the injury, and this is why they keep bleeding. The problem is that if it's a small injury, it's fine. If it's like a cut or something, it's fine. We will just keep pressing on it until it stops bleeding. The problem is that if they have a major injury, like if they are included in a car accident or so, this will be a very, very dangerous problem because they will keep bleeding non-stop. So the problem will not be the injury. The problem will be that they are losing a lot of blood. So they go to the hospital and they start to inject them with a lot of drugs and medicines, which stops the bleeding. But not their own body are making this blood clots. No, they have to get a medicine from outside in order to do this job for them. So this is it, guys. The last thing, the very last thing I'm going to say is that since the heart is a very strong muscle that keeps working your whole life, so this means that this kind of muscle must have this strong or this very complicated circulation to provide them or to provide it with blood all the time. So what type of circulation does your heart have? This is its name. It's called double circulatory system or closed circulatory system. This is the type of circulation that your something like your heart needs because it works all your life. So we have to make sure that it's getting enough blood all the time. So this is why you are provided with the double circulatory system or closed circulatory system. Okay, that's it, guys. We're done. Okay, now I want you to open your resource packs. We stopped here last time at page 53. But before page 53, I want you to open page 51. Please open page 51. This is a very simple worksheet or a very simple kind of questions. You have here at the beginning, they tell you that your blood is made of all of these things, plasma. Of course, I don't want you to memorize the percentages. Okay, I do not want you to memorize the percentages. Okay, I just want you to answer this question this way. So you have the plasma, which makes about 55% of the blood, and then the red blood cells, which makes about 44% of the blood. Platelets and white blood cells both make about 0.05% of your blood. Now, what do they want us to do? Right here, we have this pie chart. They want us to color each part of the pie chart with a certain color that represents the part of the blood that you want to represent. Like how, for example, the plasma, I'm going to color it yellow, for example. Okay. So I'm going to color the plasma yellow. And I'm going to color the red blood cells red. And I'm going to color the platelets purple. And I'm going to color the white blood cells. Unfortunately, I cannot color it white, so I'm going to color it blue or green, as you like. Okay? Now I want someone to tell me in the pie chart which part should I color yellow? According to the
Miss,
percent.
can I do it?
Your Jumana?
No, Farida.
Yes, Farida, huh? What should I color yellow? Which part of the pie chart?
The plasma is 0.05, so to be the smallest part.
What? The plasma, not the platelets.
Yes, I know. The
Read.
plasma.
Yes.
Plasma is 55%.
Yes. So it's
which
going
is the
to
biggest
be.
of them all. So it's going to be the.
So it's going to be this half of
This one.
Yes, the whole half. Yeah, the whole half. Please color it yellow, please, because this way people will get confused. All right.
Miss,
it's
in the
fine.
homework, I needed another.
It's fine. You can choose. You can choose whatever colors that you want, Joman. Okay. All right. And then there is the red blood cells, which will be also the second.
Which will be the second
big,
biggest part.
Yes. So I'm going to color this red, and then those two small parts.
Those two. One of them will be the white blood cells, and one of them.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to color one of them purple and the other one blue. Okay, thank you, Farida.
Okay.
Now the next question says, what makes up the most of your blood? Farida, continue.
Okay, what makes up the most of your blood? It's the plasma.
Plasma.
It has 55%.
Yes, and what makes the least? We have two things.
The least?
Yes.
The white blood cells and the platelets.
Yes, white blood cells and platelets. All right. So we are done. Okay. So now I'm going to erase this and go to the next page. We have like 10 minutes left, so we need to move quickly. The next page, Sally measures her pulse rate before swimming 10 lengths of a swimming pool. She measures it again afterwards. What effect will swimming 10 lengths have on her pulse rate? It doesn't matter what exactly did she do. As long as she's playing sport, how will this affect her pulse rate? Jumana. Jumana. Jumana? Is she there? Ahmad Sharif, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what will happen to her pulse rate when she does any sports? Swimming, running, whatever.
It will move faster.
So pulse rate will increase. Pulse rate will increase. This is something that we already took last year and this year too. Okay, continue, Ahmed. What is the name of the liquid in the circulatory system?
Blood.
Blood. And here they say that those are nutrients that your body needs, and one of them is a waste product. Which one of them is a waste product?
We put the carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Thank you, Ahmed. All right. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is, yes, the heart is made of a special muscular tissue that doesn't stop contracting, so it needs a special type of blood supply. This is the last thing that I said in the PowerPoint. Anyone remembers what is the name of the blood supply or the circulation?
I remember.
Yes.
The double circulation.
Yes, double circulatory system or closed circulatory system. Double circulatory system or closed circulatory system. Very good. Okay.
So like if they ask us in the exam, should I write only one of them or both of them?
If you want to write both of them, they will consider, but you're not writing. It's all choices and true or false.
Okay.
So yeah.
Like
Okay.
if they got us both, if they got us like both
No,
of them,
I will do
would
the,
there
I
be
will put
options?
the exam. Don't worry. I will
Okay.
not put, I will not, but no. You think? Oh God. Guys, it's going to be really simple, okay? Don't stress yourself out. And now I want you to open first page 55. Page 55, and then we'll get back to the homework correction, hopefully if we have time, because we have like 6 minutes left. So this is page 55. They want us to talk about the different types of disorders. I'm going to do this quickly for you guys. So first of all, they want us to know what is the features of the angina. What I want you to know is that what causes the angina, okay? As I told you, the heart muscle is not getting enough oxygenated blood. Okay, this is it. If you want to write how do they feel, okay, but this would be enough for me. The heart muscle is not getting enough oxygenated blood. This is what causes the angina. What about the varicose veins? What I want you to know in the varicose veins is that it looks like swollen and twisted veins under your skin. This is it. This is what you have to study about each of those disorders. Okay? I don't want any further details. This is what I'm going to even ask you about during the exams. This just 2 lines in each one of them. Okay? What about the anemia? The anemia is the decrease in the number or quality of the red blood cells. This is it. And the last one, hemophilia.
Miss, hemophilia is the lack of plasma in the blood, right?
No. Plasma?
No, I mean
You always get confused between plasma and platelets.
yeah.
Yes, but what I want you to write, because there are other factors that causes hemophilia, it doesn't necessarily have to be that the platelets are little. They could be of the perfect number, but they're not working properly. So it doesn't have to be because the platelets are decreased. Okay, so you just have to write it's the inability of the body to stop bleeding or form clots. And that's it. This is everything that I want you to know about the disorders. Omar Gamal, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Are they hard?
What is?
The disorders?
Not really, no.
Okay. All right. We have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Oh, are you feeling okay now, Jumana? All right. Okay, are you done, guys? Should I erase?
Yeah, we finished.
Okay. So, yes. Is she asleep? Yes. Is she dreaming? Hello? Okay. So guys, I'll be seeing you tomorrow because we don't have time now. We're done with the circulatory system. We just have to recorrect 2 pages. We're going to do this tomorrow and with the revision. In the revision, I will be doing a very, very, very nice PowerPoint that will include almost everything. What I will need you to do afterwards is just to answer the worksheets in your resource pack, and I will provide you with some questions in the PowerPoint, and I will put those questions in a separated worksheet with their model answer. So it will be okay. We still have 3 sessions that we're going to revise in. So I just don't want you to worry about it. Another thing is that I'm going to upload the 3 previous PowerPoints, the acid and alkalis, the respiratory system and the circulatory system. The PowerPoints of them will be uploaded again this week on Classera, along with the revision PowerPoint. All right. So we will cover everything, and I promise you the exam will just come really easy and fine. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.